Hello, my lovely watchers, and welcome. This will be starting Chapter 1 of the Royal Romance from Choice Stories You Play games. As a reminder, there is a drinking game for this channel. The rules are underneath the screen here. I will be playing along, and most of these drinking rules were written around this very story, so prepare to have a good time. If you joined me last time, you'll notice this is exactly the same chapter that we started with before. The reason for that is Kira doesn't know how to Twitch, and I did not have a lot of the settings enabled that should have been enabled. And I had some problems with my audio, so hopefully the audio works nicely tonight and we'll actually have a good and successful stream. So, with that, let us start with Chapter 1 of the Royal Romance. Our little teaser here says, "Love awaits in the royal court of Cordonia as you compete for the crown prince." Like he's a trophy, I guess. That's not problematic. "Will you accept his proposal, or will someone else win your heart? Well, let's find out." And again, let me know how the volume levels are. I'm going to turn on. I think I completely did not have my mic muted this entire time. So, let me know if that game audio is too quiet. I think I've got all the settings where they need to be. But tonight we are starting Chapter 1 of the Royal Romance. If you were here with me last time, you'll notice this is exactly where we started on Friday night, and the reason we're redoing it is I had none of my settings correct because Kira doesn't know how to Twitch. So, again, let me know how volume levels are, and let's get started. Chapter 1, Once Upon a Time. That's not cheesy at all. "You've been invited to the prince's coronation at the palace. Tonight, the prince will choose his bride." Do we have a choice? I guess we're going to accept the invitation. What if I don't want to accept the invitation? What then? I guess you just, quit the game. "So we have to choose a look that will impress the prince and the other nobles." Interestingly, the first thing they have us pick is our dress, or actually our face, which, pick a face that's going to impress the nobles. Doesn't that sound kind of, I don't know, awful? But I do like the amount of diversity that they have. We'll show you all the faces. This is better than some of Choice's other games. And I like that it's not just the same face with different skin tones. They actually did try to change some of the facial features to make them align better with what it should look like. But this gal drove me nuts the entire first time I was playing it. I have played the first book all the way through. Finally dawned on me, she looks like Emilia Clarke, the gal who plays Daenerys in Game of Thrones. So that cracked me up. So we're going to choose that look. How do you want to do your hair? There's a ton of options for hair, by the way, and a lot of different hair colors. Not a lot in the way of hair that's not made for white people, really, but yeah, a nice wide variety overall. But yeah, this is all white people hair. I wonder if it's because I picked the white model. Could be. But I know things about the character that we play, and I'm going to go with this look. I think it actually suits her for the backstory that they're going to give us. And what do we want to wear? The bait and switch of all of these later are premium choices. And, oh no, your internet's crap. That sucks. Okay. Damn it, you were supposed to be my audio tester here, Banmox. All of these are premium choices later that you have to pay for. Some of these look better. That is just not flattering. I'm sorry. The waist is too high, and this looks like one of those nightmare bridesmaids dresses from like the 80s. That's lovely. But the Troublemaker, this is our slinky dress. It is not called Troublemaker for the reason that you might assume it's called Troublemaker. There's a whole other reason. I actually did buy this dress for continuity at the end of my first playthrough. So we're going to choose this look, because I actually do think it looks good on her. So what is your name? I am not Riley. I am Kira. Can I type? No. Okay. All done. What do you think? Are you ready to attend the prince's coronation? This look is, and we have the option of saying fit for royalty or not me, let's try something else. We're done. We're going to say fit for royalty so we can continue. So you're now in the Kingdom of Cordonia, which is a cliff. The Kingdom of Cordonia is a cliff. Okay. All right. Very nice building, though. The graphics in these games are really nice. I do like them, and the sound is also quite good. The music design I really like. So it says, the doors to the grand ballroom of the palace, which honestly belongs in, like, Beauty and the Beast or something, are thrown open, and you make your entrance. Here we go! A woman named Hannah says, you look so beautiful, Kira. I think this is our BFF character. So the BFF has told our player character that we're pretty, so take a drink. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. The prince won't be able to keep his eyes off you. Why are you sad about this, Hannah? Like, first you're so excited, you look so beautiful, and then the prince won't be able to keep his eyes off you. Okay. Olivia, who looks like a really nice person, don't you think? Don't you think this character design is just speaking to what a wonderful, gregarious, magnanimous person she is? He might like the way she looks, but when it comes to choosing his future queen, he knows who'll be able to handle ruling at his side. Oh, this is our rival character. Rival sneers, take a drink. Oh yeah. Hilariously, if you play The Crown and the Flame, this exact same character design is reused for another pompous rich girl character in that, and it's like down to the hair. It's hilarious. So, the tutorial says you're about to encounter your first choice. It's up to you how to respond. Oh boy. So we have the option, Olivia, we have the option of continuing with May the Best Woman Win. My first act as queen will be banishing you. That's unnecessarily judgy, Kira. Take a drink. Or I'd actually rather date you. Okay, I love that in these games they give you the option of dating either gender. If you're only going to have two genders, you might as well make them both open for pursuit. The problem that I have with I'd actually rather date you is look at Olivia. She is not she's not a healthy relationship waiting to happen. She's clearly got her own issues that she needs to work through on her damn own. Okay, Kira, you deserve better. Now, my first playthrough, I did actually say that my first act as queen would be banishing you. The problem with that, I love the sass. Problem is she doesn't stop there. This is T for teen. It gets a little dark. So, Kira, let's be a good person here. Let's say may the best woman win. We know what Olivia's gonna say. I'm sure I will. Sneering, take a drink. But Ace, you ask, aren't you going to be drinking every time Olivia's on screen if you keep that up? And the answer to this is yes. Yes, I am. Just then, a trumpet sounds. The herald announces the prince's arrival. He's headed this way. Is this your prince? Tap the left and right arrows to see other options. You don't get nearly as many options for the prince as you do for your player character, which seems a little silly to me. Like, this is clearly a Western European country that we're in. It's not like there wouldn't be a good amount of diversity, so I don't understand why we only get 3 choices. But yeah, we go through this guy just he looks like a tool. I'm sorry, this is very clearly supposed to be like after the era of Twilight when that look was still popular with like the badly bleached blonde hair with the, you know, comb over thing. No, we're not feeling that. I like this guy's hair more, but I actually like this guy's face more, so we're gonna go with him. He's got kind of like almost a Shamar Moore thing happening around the eyes. Now his name is not Liam. That is not a Liam face. That Liam is a white boy name. Okay, let's be real. Liam's a white boy name. Now, like I said, he looked like Shamar Moore, so we're going to call him Shamar. Okay, Prince Shamar of Cordonia says, "Kira, may I have this dance?" You're going to find out really quickly that Ace is not good at voices. You want to dance with me? And so we have the option of continuing with I'd love to. In your face, Olivia. Judgy, take a drink. Or I'm ready to do a lot more than dance. Wow. I'm assuming we know this guy by now. Honestly, like, if this is the night that he's choosing his bride, I'm guessing that we've been there long enough to, like, know this guy and maybe have the right to say that. But let's not in front of everybody, in front of like, his parents are probably here, and the press is probably all here. Do we want to be that, like, I'm assuming we're American chick who's like, yeah, let's just get it on right here on the dance floor? No, be good. You want to dance with me? I'd love to. That's enough of a fuck you to Olivia anyway. And Shamar says, I was hoping you to say that. Prince Shamar takes your hand and whisks you out onto the dance floor of the grand ballroom, which is apparently completely empty. As the orchestra plays, he leads you in a waltz around the room, your gown swirling as you glide through the steps. Yes, my slinky dress. My slinky dress is swirling as I glide through the steps. To think, a few months ago I didn't even know the first steps to a waltz. In the era of Dancing with the Stars, I'm not sure anybody in America, like, really, that there's a lot of justification for saying that you don't know the first steps to a waltz, because I feel like everybody's at least seen the box step. You know, it's like 1, 2, 3, and they, like, close the box, and it's actually not that hard. Why, okay, whatever. I didn't even know the first steps to a waltz. And now, no one would ever know that you weren't born into this life. Okay. I hope you never have cause to regret coming here. Why would I have cause to regret coming here? That sounds ominous. Why would you say that? Thank you, Kira. Why would he say that? Well, so much has happened, and... As the song winds down, Prince Shamar's hands linger on your waist, his eyes searching yours. Searching mine for what? I need to talk to you. He does not look happy about this. Is something wrong? No, he looks like that because he's happy. Kira, have some emotional intelligence. It's been impossible to get even a moment alone with you these last few days, but I need to know. Ahem! Prince Shamar, may I be so bold as to cut in? No, you bloody well may not. This is the prince you're talking to, woman. What makes you think you can just come in and, like, interrupt a private moment? Back off, Olivia. God. Oh, of course. You know you can just tell her to back off, right? Like, you're a grown-ass man and you're a prince. Just tell her to get lost. We'll talk later? Okay, alright. Yes. Alright, cool. As Olivia and Shamar glide away, you find your way off the dance floor and spot a familiar face. Kira. And this is Drake, some like guy. I'm gonna guess from his hairdo here that he doesn't usually get in a suit, especially with a vest. This is like okay, all right. I mean, it looks good on him. Drake, I didn't know you'd be here tonight. Shamar insisted. I guess I should congratulate you. Excuse me? Drake? What the hell? Oh? You look exactly like one of them. I guess you are one of them now. Wow, okay, so this is clearly our third wheel, and he's being a jerk, so take a drink. This is literally one of my least favorite things, is when the third wheel is a jerk, and that's supposed to be endearing. And I'm not talking about the, like, kind of wink-wink, nudge-nudge sarcasm thing. I'm talking about literally just, like, attacking someone for, like, in this case, apparently changing because of the environment that we're in. Excuse you, Drake. Shut up. This time tomorrow, you might be the future queen. And then our lives are going to go in very different directions. Okay, so why are you here? Drake, if I'm chosen to be the prince's bride, we have the option of continuing with you have to start bowing to me. That's not really judgy as much as it just is, like, not very nice. Or I'll still be me. It's be good. I'll still be me. Sure. Why wouldn't we be? Looking at you now, it's hard to believe that. Yeah, third wheel's being a jerk. Take a drink. But Kira, aren't you going to be drinking every time the third wheel is on screen? Most of the time he's on screen, yeah. This place has a way of changing people, and some of us liked the girl you used to be. You know that, right? Screw you, Drake. Oh my god. Another drink. Like, wow. What a passive-aggressive way to be like, I don't like you anymore because you, like, dressed up and learned how to waltz. Like, screw you, Drake. Some girls like pretty things, and that's okay. God. I promise, I'm still the same Kira, even under this fancy ball gown. If I get too cocky, just remind me that the first time we met, I was taking out the garbage and waiting tables. Aw, so we got like a Cinderella thing here going on. That's cute. Feels like so long ago now. Can't believe it's only been a few months. Yeah, but after everything that's happened, it feels more like once upon a time. Okay, alright. Once upon a time, is it cool? So, we're in New York City, once upon a time. I've seen this movie. Doesn't a dog jump out through a magic mirror at some point and just, like, crash into the waitress's bike as she's headed to work? Oh my god. Oh my god, this is the 10th Kingdom. Okay. Just another glamorous New York Saturday night of hauling trash to the dumpster. Daniel, who is probably our coworker, I guess, either that or he's our prom date, says, it could be worse. There could be rats! Kira, help! Oh my god, Daniel, grow up. Don't tell me you're afraid of this adorable little mouse family. They're trying to get by, just like us. I'm going to take a guess here. The writer of this particular segment has probably never seen a New York rat. I have never seen a New York rat, but I have heard stories. They are not a cute little mouse family. Unless this guy is legitimately overreacting at the sight of a mouse, this is not justified. No, like a foot-long rat, like the size of a cat, is not cute. Okay? No thank you. I don't even mind rats as a general rule, but no thank you. The manager, who looks like he needs to be taken out with the garbage, says, hey, Kira, Daniel, quit slacking off over there. You told us to take out the garbage. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, like I said, just chuck him in the dumpster. Who the hell's gonna know? And now I'm telling you to wait on that bachelor party that just rolled in. Chop, chop. Chop, chop yourself, you asshole. Okay. Alright. Inside, this guy named Tariq, whom we haven't met yet, says, waitress, there you are. We need your bust table. He sounds very posh to me. Let's go with posh. Okay. Drake, oh look, he's the type of guy who runs around in a V-neck white t-shirt and collared denim shirt. I'll bet you he's wearing it with jeans. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Sure. Oh, and he's this guy too. Forget the table. Just bring us whiskey and lots of it. Oh, dude, do not give me a reason to like you. I like whiskey, but I don't like you. I don't like you. Daniel says, Kira, please take this one. I've got a date tonight and I'll never make it out of here in time. You really want me to take the bachelor party? So we have the option with responding with, why do I get all the rowdy tables? Yeah, a dude named Tariq in a suit looks like he's going to be a rowdy table. I'm on it. The tip will be insane. I mean, dude named Tariq in a suit looks like, he might tip well, or he might be that jerk who stiffs you because you're the help. One of the two. Or bring on the hot guys. Well, I really don't care how hot the guys are, really, but the tip sounds like it'll be insane, so I'm on it. The tip will be insane. I'll have these guys eating out of my hand in no time. You're the best. Okay, prom date. Are you two still talking? I've seated them already. Now get over there before I dock your pay. Okay, yeah, no, we gotta do something about him. When we're queen, can we, like, demote him? I realize it's in another country, but can we just demote him anyway? You head over to the table where 3 guys sit, talking. Hello, gentlemen. I'll be taking care of you this evening. Waitress, steaks for the table, says a guy named Maxwell. Sure. How about some filet mignon, medium rare and prepared with a béarnaise sauce? What the hell is a béarnaise sauce? Oh my god. The closest thing we have to filet mignon is the deluxe burger. Well, if it's nice and tender, I mean, dare I ask for your wine list? Oh, we've got an excellent vintage house red. House red! Be glad it's not rose red the house, dude. Calm down. It also comes in white. Why are you surprised that there's only a house red and a house white in a room that has a keg with a tap in the wall and a sign that says drink good beer, something good friends on the wall? I'm gonna, like, with good friends? I hope it doesn't say eat good friends. That would be weird. But yeah, our house red also comes in white. Oh, we'll be fine with a bottle of whiskey and 4 deluxe burgers. You got a big appetite there, Drake? What the hell? There's only 3 of you. 4? Drake nods behind you, and you turn to see it's Shamar, and he's smiling, and he's attractive, and he's not wearing a tie. Is he? Again, is that a scarf? Or what is that? I don't know. Okay, I'm spending too much time staring at his neck. All right. Whoa, he's really cute. I mean, objectively, his facial features are symmetric. I guess that counts as cute. Sorry I'm late. Thank you for your patience, Miss... Kira. Are we not wearing a name tag? Is this the type of restaurant where we don't wear name tags? Yeah. Charmed to make your acquaintance, Kira. Oh, are you? Are you charmed? Charmed, are you? Okay, alright. That's fun. Alright. Tutorial says, some choices are timed. Make a choice before the timer runs out. Trust me, the pleasure's all mine, the charm's all fine, or the treasure's all wine. Let's be awkward. The treasure's all wine. Is that a riddle? Maybe? You think on that while I go put your order back in. Be right back. I mean, you covered it well. I thought it was cute. Alright. Later that evening, a little after the bar has closed, you're finishing up when someone taps you on the shoulder. It's Shamar. I think we're just about ready to head out. I just wanted to thank you and apologize. I know we kept you late, and my friends can be demanding. Demanding? So we have the option of continuing with nothing I couldn't handle. That's one word for it. Wow, judgy, take a drink. Alright. Or, this is your chance to make it up to me. This is your chance to make it up to me sounds a little presumptuous. Like, it kind of sounds like we're fishing for a tip, which is a little bit rude. Like, I get if they've been, like, really bad that you'd want to fish for a tip, but, let's not. Kira, be a good person. Say nothing I couldn't handle. I got the feeling that you could take care of yourself. Did you? Did you really? Okay. If you don't have any other plans tonight, maybe I can make it up to you by buying you a drink. We're about to go to a club, just where I want to go after a long shift at a restaurant, to a club. I mean, I don't know, maybe other people do. Oh? Which one? We were hoping you might have some advice about that. We're not from around here. Ha ha ha! It's funny because he's a prince. I recommend going, so we have the option of saying to the hottest club in town, Kismet, or to a gorgeous secret cove by the beach. Again, if it's me, about the last thing I want to do after being on my feet inside a building all day is go to another building with a ton of, like, sweaty people who are mostly drunk. Like, yeah, loud music and I can't hear anything. And no, that's not where I want to be. I want to be in the gorgeous secret cove by the beach. Forget the club. You know, that actually sounds perfect. To be honest, I'm getting a little tired of the usual bachelor party antics. Oh my god, they take you to a strip club, my dude? Oh, oh, buddy. Okay. Lead the way. They took him to a strip club, y'all. Sure, let me finish up here and I'll meet you out front. You quickly finish your work and head back to change. You catch a glance of yourself in the break room mirror, a glimpse of yourself, not a glance of, a glimpse of yourself in the break room mirror. I'm being picky because these are actually quite well written, especially when you consider this is like a free-to-play game, so, yeah. I am so ready to get out of this uniform. Some choices cost diamonds. These can let you access exclusive scenes, unlock special outfits, or earn relationship boosts. You'll be able to keep any outfits that you purchase in the closet, although until book 2 you won't be able to just change at will. So we have the option of a fun little party dress, which is cute, but maybe not great for going to a cove. Or we have what I got, what I irresponsibly bought the first time I played. This doesn't actually get you anything, by the way, other than like a couple of extra comments from the bachelor party. But tough love and moto jacket and skinny jeans make people think twice about messing with you. Very, very classic there. Or your basic black tank top and skinny jeans. But since I've already bought it, I might as well use it. Let's wear it. Cool. Perfect. And you'll get achievements up there at the top for doing certain things, often certain purchases that you make. So you step outside and see the bachelor party waiting for you. Drake is impressed. Wow. Ooh, your outfit looks great. Wow. I almost didn't recognize you. Seriously, Drake is a jerk. Like, you can't recognize me because I'm not wearing a short sleeve button-up white shirt. Like, I'm wearing, like, nice clothes. Shut up. Tariq says, that uniform wasn't doing you justice. Back off, Tariq. Yeah, the waitress is hot. Shut up, Maxwell. Maxwell, you're gonna be this guy. Are we gonna have to, like, stop you from streaking across, like, Manhattan by the end of the night? Probably. He's probably the guy that we have to stop streaking. Okay. Alright, cool. Her name is Kira, and I doubt she appreciates you talking about her like that. Right. Sorry, Kira. I meant to say you look lovely. Now let's get this party going. So she's our tour guide now? Shut up, Drake. Kira was kind enough to agree to show us around. She's doing us a favor, so play nice. Thank you, Shamar. Keep your damn friends in check. A short time later, we're at a moonlit beach. Very pretty. You pile out of the limo at the beach, and the guys head off toward the ocean. The very cold ocean, by the way. We should build a bonfire. Okay, Drake, you're that guy, huh? I'm not doing manual labor. Okay, Tariq, shut up. Sorry, I forgot who I was talking to. What I meant was, I'll go build a bonfire. Yeah, shut up. Make Tariq help you. He can carry something. There's our ad, by the way. So, yeah, I don't pay for the app that I use to mirror my phone to my screen here, so I'm gonna see ads about every half an hour. Keep track of where it is. So yeah, apparently Drake is gonna go build a bonfire, and Tariq is gonna stand and watch. Maxwell, this place is awesome! Skinny dipping! I knew we were gonna have to stop him from streaking. Max, keep your pants on. You don't know this woman. Do not be ripping your pants off in front of a strange woman. Keep your pants on, Maxwell. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you for bringing us here. I can tell the guys are enjoying themselves already. I bet you're used to putting everyone else first. Okay. Random thing to say. And why would you say that? Why would you say that, Kira? I can tell. I'm good at reading people. Are you really? Now, forget about your friends. What about you? Do you like it here? I love it. It's my secret spot, so I'm really trusting you. That's got some entendres there. I'll do my best to be worthy of that trust. Aw. He's a good guy. Though there's just one problem. How am I supposed to buy you that drink? That's the idea. See, if you don't get me drunk, then random shit can't happen in the middle of Manhattan. Rhymes. Oh. You'll think of something. Or maybe you'll just keep owing me. Fair enough. So what should we do? We have the option of climb up the cliff or jump in the ocean. The ocean is cold. Okay? It's cold. Up there, you got the jets, you got the Gulf Stream and everything. I don't care. It's cold. It's cold. Unless that water's like 98 degrees, it's cold. And it's nighttime. And yeah, there's a bonfire, but this just sounds like it's ripe for me to be just wet enough that I have to take off all my clothes in front of these guys. And no, we're gonna climb up the cliff. Let's climb up the cliff. Way up there? Try to keep up. So we're gonna do this in probably completely nonsensical boots, by the way, but we're gonna do it. Finding handholds and places for your feet, you quickly scale the cliff face. Did it. You extend a hand down and help Shamar up. Thanks. What do you think? Huh? The view. Worth the climb, right? I mean, it's an objectively nice view. Oh, definitely. Yeah, why do I get the feeling that the view of the cove is not what he's smiling at? For a moment, you both look out, watching the moonlight play on the waves below as the wind moves through the clouds. Then you shiver. Cold? Aw, are you gonna give us our your jacket because we're cold somehow in our moto jacket? Maybe just a little. I see that the guys got the bonfire going. Let's head back down and warm up. Warm up. You walk to the bonfire. Shamar's friends play by the water nearby, while the two of you sit together by the fire, appreciating the crackling flames as you warm your hands. It's, nice, pretty bonfire. It's pretty. Like I said, the graphics in this are actually really nice. I do like them. Tonight's been quite the adventure. I never thought my night on the town would end up like this. You're really something else, aren't you? I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Believe me, it is. Spending time with you tonight has been the most fun I've had this entire vacation. That sucks. I guess that means you haven't really been enjoying yourself very much. No kidding! Wow, like your entire vacation and running off to a cove with a bonfire with a random waitress is the best part. What? Oh my god, what kind of friends do you have, dude? It's been wonderful, but there's something missing. I really wanted to do one thing in particular while I was here. And what's that? Well, you're probably going to think it's silly, but I've always wanted to see the Statue of Liberty. It wasn't really in the guy's plans, so we just never got around to it. And now it's my last day here. Dude, like, couldn't you have stopped your friends for like 5 seconds and been like, yo, can we go to the Statue of Liberty since it's right here? Like, what kind of friends just, like, ignore that? That's stupid. I don't mean to sound so ungrateful. It was thoughtful of my friends to throw me this bachelor party. Wow, subtle. And also, wow, your bachelor party? Okay. They've done their best, but I'm not in the mood to celebrate. So it's your bachelor party, your friends wouldn't take you to the Statue of Liberty, and you're talking to the waitress, like, by the fire, all cozy-like. Okay, there must be an explanation. Wait a second, it's your bachelor party? So we have the option of saying congratulations, or you're pretty flirty for an engaged guy. Okay, I get to think it. Kira doesn't get to think it. That's judgy. Take a drink. Because we are trying to teach Kira to be a good person here. Congratulations. Say congratulations. If you knew the whole story, you might not congratulate me so quickly. Whoa, whole story. What the hell? Oh? I actually don't know who I'm going to marry yet. Only that I'll have to pick my fiancé by the end of the year. Ooh, okay. So, like, this is like your... Oh dear. What? What's that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? The truth is, Kira, I'm the Crown Prince of Cordonia. What? You're a prince? But he's not wearing his tiara. You're a prince? So we have the options of, why didn't you tell me? This doesn't change anything. Or, I kind of had a feeling. Kind of had a feeling like, okay, Cordonia is evidently not a country that we know much about. It's clearly not like the UK, where everybody kind of follows the royal family, or else we would have recognized him right away. Unless that's what she means by I kind of had a feeling. Oh, you look familiar. I saw you on a tabloid once. This doesn't change anything is a nice thing to say. Like, you know, it's not true. But as much as you want it to be true, it's never going to be true. Why didn't you tell me? Gee, I can't imagine why this prince wouldn't want to announce to the whole damn world that he's the prince running around on a bachelor party. This doesn't change anything. This doesn't change anything. That's what we'll say. I don't care what your title is. Yeah, you do. You're still the same guy I met earlier this evening. Caring, thoughtful. Well, that's true. I've seen a lot of customers come and go, but I've never seen any guy at his own bachelor party be concerned about whether the waitress was having a good night. See, that's nice. That's nice. That's a nice thing for Shamar to do. Like, good on you, Shamar. You don't know how rare it is to hear someone say that. You're the first one, in fact. He smiles. Oh, we got a romance point for that one. Ooh. It seems the more I talk to you, the more I like you, Kira. Because we complimented you and said you're a nice person, that gets me a romance point? People, come on now. Like, if every person that I told them they were a nice person, like, I got romance points with, I'd be in big trouble. I mean, seriously, like, what the hell? How many poor people would I have strung out behind me because I'd be like, yo, no, I ain't into that. I'm not. I don't. You know, that's not a thing that I feel. But yeah, like apparently, if I tell you you're a nice person, that makes you fall in love with me. Okay, and I'm the first person to tell him that he's a nice person. What the actual hell? Okay. Yeah, it seems the more I talk to you, the more I like you, Kira. It's strange. I've known my whole life that I have to take up the duties of the monarchy. We're gonna find out later this wasn't the case, and I'm gonna laugh. I've always wondered how that shaped me, who I might have been without the crown. Well, hopefully you'd still be a nice person. You could be anything, do anything. What drives you, Kira? What I really want is so we have the options of saying, see the world, fall in love, or live every day to the fullest. Okay, so we could be, like, kind of Ariel / Belle looking for adventure in the great wide somewhere that's part of your world. We could fall in love, which, I mean, I get, trying to think if there's a Disney. I guess that's kind of like Snow White and Cinderella's whole deal. I'm trying to think if there's a Disney princess whose like out and out goal is just to fall in love, and I'm thinking those two are probably it. Or live every day to the fullest, where we're just YOLO, I guess. Nah. I mean, there's not a wrong answer here. I guess we want to see the world. Let's see the world. So our dream is to see the world. I'm saving up, and one day I'm going to see everything. The Northern Lights, the Eiffel Tower, Machu Picchu. That's beautiful, Kira. Looking out at the surf, you see Maxwell, Drake, and Tariq splashing in the water. Ha! Gotcha, Tariq! I told you these shoes are leather! Well, why didn't you take your shoes off before you went and played in the water? There's sand in places, bro. Like, your shoes should have been off a long time ago. Aw, lighten up, Tariq. You've got, what, 100 pairs? Aw, somebody's jealous of his shoe collection. Looks like your friends are having fun. Good. I'm happy for them. They deserve to have fun. tomorrow, it's back to Cordonia for the start of the social season. The social season. You gotta, like, fill out a tag for that, put in an application. But it's not tomorrow yet. Woo. What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting, Kira? You said you wanted to see the Statue of Liberty. Let's do it! I know a place where we can catch a boat tour. Best view in town. Okay, seeing the Statue of Liberty. Alright, that's okay. Alright, cool. Oh, right now? But it's way past midnight. Won't all the tours be closed? Okay, so it's not even tomorrow. Like, she said it's not tomorrow yet. If it's way past midnight, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow is now, Kira. Tomorrow is now. Unless he's talking about tomorrow, like the day after tomorrow being today. Meaning literally tomorrow, the start of the social season. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, right. I forgot how late it's gotten. In that case, so we have the option of, this was a diamond choice that I bought. This was the last diamond choice that I had not bought in this book that I had wanted to buy, that I bought during the first stream of this. So you're lucky I can call in a favor, or we should call it a night. Now, the first time I played through this, I did do the we should call it a night. There's no penalty for doing that. It's just not as interesting. So let's do the interesting version. You're lucky I can call in a favor. A favor? And just like that, you can get us on a tour boat after midnight to see the Statue of Liberty? Well, maybe a few favors, actually, but I have some friends who owe me. It won't be easy, but I know this is important to you, so let's go. Right now? It's only getting later every minute we wait. Besides, it looks like the guys are busy enough. I bet they won't even notice you're gone. Wow, so we're just gonna ditch his friends in a foreign country, in a place that we left them in. Do they know how to get back? Does Uber run all the way out here to this secret cove that's like our special spot, like our secret spot? Okay. You're not going to take no for an answer, are you? No, apparently we're kidnapping a prince. Apparently that's what we're doing. We're just kidnapping ourselves a prince. Nope. Okay, well, at least we're honest about it. Ooh, that got us another romance point just for wanting to do something that he wants to do. Then I happily surrender to your demands. Ooh, okay. So is it not kidnapping anymore because he surrendered? Okay. Alright. Okay. A short while later, you and Shamar are at the docks overlooking the city skyline. And here we wait. For a magical boat I've summoned just for you. Not a bad view. And like I said, the graphics are nice. Nice, pretty view. Pretty view. Now, I'm dying to know why you're so eager to see the Statue of Liberty. Can't you guess? Oh, shit. We barely know you, dude. You want to see the Statue of Liberty because we have the options of, she symbolizes freedom, which seems vaguely judgmental of Cordonia. Like, does Cordonia not have freedom? I guess they're a monarchy, but, like, that doesn't sound like a good answer. She's famous. We're not that vapid, thank you. Or you might never come back here. But, like, if he's a prince, and, like, you know, presumably someday he's gonna be king, he's kind of acting like that actually means something in Cordonia, doesn't that mean he's gonna be a diplomat, and isn't he gonna have to come to New York for stuff? Because, like, there's like, embassies and shit here? Like, Okay, well, you might never come back here. Let's go with that. You're right. Even if I'm ever able to return to New York, it certainly wouldn't be as a tourist. Yeah, okay, but see, then you'd get a private tour of the Statue of Liberty, because you'd be like Prince or King Shamar wanting to see this great American monument. You know, got all the best monuments, I guess. I don't know. I have a feeling I'll regret it if I don't see the one thing I wished to when we left Cordonia. Yeah, which is why your friend should have bucked up and taken you to the Statue of Liberty. This is the one thing that you wanted. What the hell's wrong with your friends? Yo. Knowing I was so close to what I wanted, but I didn't reach out and grab it. Ooh. Oh, there's some There's some subtext there, y'all. Aw, it's kind of sad. He stares at you for one long moment, then looks away. Aw. Shamar? This is the thing that I don't get, like people just randomly saying each other's names. Does that happen? I don't know. Just then, you hear the blast of a horn. Looking out across the water, you spot a tour boat pulling up. There's our ride. Alright, so presumably we're getting on the boat. Yep, we're on a boat. We're on a boat. Take a real good look at the boat. A short time later, you and Shamar are on your own private tour boat headed to the Statue of Liberty. Part of me didn't think you'd pull this off. You didn't think I could pull it off? So we have the options of responding with, you just don't know me very well, which is the God's honest truth. The man's known us for what, like 6 hours, maybe? 10 hours if we're lucky? I'm actually shocked too, which, you know, seems legit. Or, wait, who's driving this boat? wait, who's driving this boat? I love it. No one's driving? Yes, it's a ghost. It's a ghost ferryman and you know, we're on our way to the underworld. Absolutely. And just kidding. My college roommate's got it covered. She owes me from the ramen noodle incident of senior year. Oh, not just the noodle incident. Not, you know, the incident that we never talk about because it's the noodle incident, but the ramen noodle incident because they were in college and college students only. Oh my god. Oh, that was cute, though. That was cute. I love it. The ramen noodle incident of senior year. And now that's a story I have to hear. But you can't because it's the noodle incident. It's quite the adventure, but it might be too long for this boat ride. How long can it be if there were ramen noodles involved? Seriously. Okay, then at least tell me this. Why are you doing this for me? Because your friends are assholes. Okay? That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because you seemed like you needed it. I love a good adventure, or maybe I'm falling for you. The last one seems a little forward. Again, we've known this guy for like 10 hours if we're lucky. I love a good adventure is probably true enough. I mean, you know, our friends, like we said that we want to see the world, so I love a good adventure is legit. Or you seemed like you needed it, though. That's probably the most honest, because, like, seriously, your friends are jerks. Okay? They wouldn't take you to the Statue of Liberty, even though that was the one thing that you wanted, and it's your bachelor party, so you seemed like you needed it. That's so sweet of you. Aw, he's smiling. And to be honest, no one's ever done anything like this for me before. You're the prince! Why has no one ever done... What do they do to princes in Cordonia? Really? Come on, you're a prince. I bet people do things for you all the time. Exactly, thank you, Kira. I mean, I do get all the perks that come with being royalty, but no one's ever seen me as just me. No one's ever listened to me the way you do. Okay. No one's ever come up with a spur-of-the-moment plan to make my dreams come true. Again, everybody who surrounds you is a jerk, okay? Like, my dreams are small, alright? My dreams are usually like, let's go get a beer, but, you know, my friends do, like, make my dreams come true, so, like, yeah, your friends are assholes, Shamar. Shamar, we can say, I'm glad I could help. You mean that crack team at the bachelor party couldn't pull this off? Or what else do you dream about? Okay, here's the part where we get to teach Kira to be a good conversationalist. Judging his bachelor party doesn't help. Take a drink. Those are his friends, little miss. We don't go around judging people's friends out loud. I'm glad I could help is probably honest, but puts the focus on you, which is not the point. The point here is him. So we ask him a question. What else do you dream about? Finding someone who can be the queen that Cordonia needs. Aww. And also someone you fall in love with, right? Is our prince a hopeless romantic? Aw, that's never been part of the criteria that the Cordonian Council uses. Well, maybe the Cordonian Council needs to get a clue, okay? Like, unhappy marriages, even political marriages, bad things happen. Suddenly, the boat slows and the mists of the harbor part. In the distance, you see the Statue of Liberty appear. It's very nice. Shamar is silent. They felt the need to tell us this. So, what do you think? Magnificent. I've heard that art has meaning because of what it makes the viewer feel. Art has meaning because the artist gave it meaning. Okay. Whether it's ink splatters on a canvas or the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, it only matters if it moves you. Okay. And right now, looking at this view with you, I feel like anything is possible. Thank you for this moment, Kira. This feeling, this means more to me than you could ever know. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, we took the prince to the Statue of Liberty. Isn't that nice? Shamar. How am I supposed to say that? Shamar. I want you to know that I admire you. Your adventurous spirit, the way you follow your heart, for all 10 hours that I've known you. See, timeline problems, y'all. It's real. It's real. And it's real in any form and pretty much any genre of fiction. Timeline problems. Everything happens way too fast because you move at the speed of plot. But sometimes real life doesn't move at the speed of plot, so like can't we at least take a day, you know? Get this going. You can live that way too, all adventurous like, I guess. If only. My whole life I've prepared myself to do what's best for Cordonia. Again, we find out this isn't the case later. Well, we're not in Cordonia now. You look up into his eyes as he draws close to you. Ooh. I should kiss Shamar or hug Shamar. Alright, kissing is an option. Take a drink. Okay. Also, there's a prince, and he's in need of some kissing. I feel like we can remedy this. So yes, let's indeed kiss this man that we've known for only a few hours. Why not? We don't even have to plead drunkenness. You pull Shamar in, kissing him deeply. He is surprised. I would be surprised too if I were Shamar. Oh, but he's happy about it. Okay, good. All right. For clarity's sake, this is somebody you don't know. You probably actually ought to ask if you can kiss them. And for the love of God, don't tell me it ruins the mood. It does not ruin the mood. Consent is sexy, y'all. Consent is very sexy. So, yeah, if it's somebody that you don't really know that well, always ask before you touch them, period. But especially if you're gonna, like, smash your mouth holes together, your food holes together, like, what is that for? Like, just please ask first. Please ask first. You pull away, and he leans his forehead against yours. You're full of surprises, aren't you? Your relationship with him will be affected by you kissing the prince. Wow. No, I couldn't have guessed. I try. I'm glad to have met you, Kira. I'll never forget this night, or the random New York waitress who kissed me. We kissed a prince, y'all. We kissed a prince. The next morning, you get ready for your day. Last night was fun, but it's time to face the real world. And that means going back to work. You've now unlocked the closet. You can now change outfits by tapping the closet button on the bottom right. Okay, cool. Whatever that means. You've just walked up to the doors of the bar where you work when you hear a familiar voice. Kira, glad I caught you. Oh, good. It's Maxwell take your pants off in front of random people, dude. Awesome. We're heading back to Cordonia so Shamar can find someone to marry and all that jazz. Okay.
Cool. But before I go, I wanted to officially extend to you an invitation to join us for the festivities in Cordonia. Is this legal? Like, I mean, I guess if you're only joining for the festivities, but, like, there's an implication there, and I'm not so sure this is, like, legal. Huh? Yeah, that's about the look it'd be on my face, too. You wouldn't usually be allowed to join, but I want to sponsor you. Sponsor me? I'm from a noble house, but I don't have any sisters, so we don't have anyone in contention to marry the prince. So you can just pick a random girl from another country? This still doesn't sound legal. Instead, we can sponsor any girl we choose, and you're my pick. This sounds like somebody found a loophole in a law where it doesn't, like, explicitly forbid you from choosing someone who's not Cordonian. So you're just like, well, it doesn't say I can't. You want to sponsor me? So we have the option of asking why me or what's in it for you. Why me or what's in it for you? Why me? Why me? I don't know. There's really no wrong answer there, I guess. I'm not just doing it for you. I saw how Shamar looked at you last night. I've never seen him so happy. We ditched you for like half the night. How did you see how he was looking at me? You were too busy, like, getting Tariq's shoes all wet. Honestly, I don't want him to lose that. We're kind of crunched for time, though. I've got a plane leaving within the hour. A plane leaving within the hour. Okay, so we are supposed to go in, pack up our stuff, hope we didn't forget anything, get to the airport in New York traffic, I guess have a visa and a passport. Do we already have a passport? How long does it take to get a visa to Cordonia? Are we fast-tracked? How long does that take? Are we just like, did somebody just stamp it because you said so and you're friends with the prince? Like, I can see if the prince said, you know, stamp her visa, like, right now, they'd probably do it, but just some rando who says he's friends with the prince, they're gonna believe him? Okay, I don't... I've got a plane leaving within the hour. Again, timeline problems, you guys. Couldn't we say, like, the plane is leaving tonight? Or something? Or even in, like, 3 hours? 3 hours would still be more reasonable for me to, like, at least get my stuff packed. And, like, you know, at least, you know, maybe go get some money. You know, go to the ATM or something. Okay. Alright, our plane's leaving within the hour. Cool. Whoa, you're moving a little fast, don't you think? Thank you, Kira. No time to waste. The opening masquerade is tonight. Oh my god. It's the start of the... I guess you could say it's the start of the competition. Competition, oh good. We're on the actual Royal Bachelor. Not the one where he's like 18th in line to the throne. Like, I know they did that once, but like the actual Bachelor where it means something. Cool. What do you mean? What do you mean, Maxwell? There's a whole horde of gorgeous, rich, noble women vying to become Cordonia's next queen. Awesome! And it's not just about winning the prince's hand. You've also got to prove to the council that you can rule Cordonia with him. But I think you've got what it takes. You're witty and charming. Maxwell, love, that is not what it takes to rule a country. What it takes to rule a country is, like, an actual political education, something like public policy or political science, international studies, law even, but, you know, particularly if you happen to have studied international law, diplomacy. If you're actually in a position where you have to rule, where you're not just a figurehead, okay? If you're just a figurehead, that's one thing, you know, something like the monarchy in the UK, where they pretty much exist in an apolitical position, where they basically just go around and advocate, and they're apolitical diplomats. They're not allowed to take a political stance. That's one thing. It's very clear from the way we're talking here that Shamar and his partner are going to be ruling a country, and you're going to pick a random waitress in New York City who happens to be witty and charming as a potential queen of your country who is going to have to deal with matters of state, with trade agreements and alliances and possibly like declarations of war or supporting allies in war. Um, y'all, this is how we get celebrity politicians. Um, and it's yeah, there's some fallout as the U.S. has been seeing. So yeah, I don't think this is the best way to go about choosing your future queen. I actually don't think that a competition is the way to go about choosing your future queen in the first place. But all that aside, let's say okay, let's say that Kira wants to see the world because she actually does want to be a diplomat. Let's say that we are studying international politics at, I don't know, does NYU have that program? If not NYU, then I don't know, somewhere in New York. Surely somewhere in New York has like a political science or international law type of um, program. So yeah, let's say that. Let's say that's what she's studying, so that we've got at least some kind of justification for her being qualified to run a country. Let's do that. We're already in charming, but we've also got some background in some kind of politics. Okay. All right. Feel better about this now. Thanks. Yeah, that's kind of what I'd say too. So, a fancy masquerade. And what else am I getting myself into? Indeed, what else? Fun stuff, I promise. You'll get to go yachting in the Mediterranean, skiing in the Alps, and dancing in the Royal Palace. Alright, this has at least pegged Cordonia as a Western European country. Or, you know, you can stay here and go back to your waitressing gig with your crappy boss. That's probably about as good. It's probably less stressful. For a moment, you think about everything that happened last night, and you slowly start to smile. I'm in. Yeah! Go pack your bags. This is gonna be the adventure of a lifetime. Alright, that's one way to look at it. So will you win the prince's heart in Cordonia, or will you fall for someone else at court? Keep playing to find out. Alright, so that means chapter 2 is up next. I am going to take